The rules are simple. Select a random champion, choose masteries, runes and spells that match and start up a game against 5 random AI controlled bots. Then the fun begins. Start a lane and farm as usual, trying to win the game against the 5 opponents before they beat you. The results are then posted in a league. 3 points for a win by destructing every enemy structure, 2 points for a win in any other way, and 0 points for a loss. The winner is then decided from a pool of 3-point champs with the lowest winning time crowned the winner. This is the 1v5 challenge. For this game, your champion is Master Yi, using skin chosen Master Yi. Here are the opponents we're going to face: Vladimir, Brand, Sivir, Kog'Maw, and Irelia. We're going to go mid lane in this game, and I believe we'll be up against Sivir, so a ranged ADC. We're going to start off with the longsword, a few pops, and the ward, and straight into mid lane, and we are against Sivir. She's going to come fairly early on. I'm going to put a bit of damage down, but she does a little bit of damage to us as well, and as you're going to see here, she is quite aggressive straight off the bat. We've got no Q, but we're going to put our basic attacks, then we're going to land the Q. There's the early crit, and she's going to run away, but she's going to come back. So we're going to go towards the bush, and hopefully she'll follow us in, which she does, just as we get the Q back up in time. 1 hit, 2 hits, there's the first blood. So 400 goes straight off the bat, and then we're going to go straight into the lane minion farming phase. Trying to get those last hits. 2 minions at the start. So hopefully before Sivir gets back, we'll get a few minions. We get the 5. Not all the lane minions that we could have done, but a lot there. And as we're going to learn throughout this game, Sivir is fairly aggressive throughout. You can see here, put down the Q, and then she's going to use her basic attacks on us. Just off there by a brave minion. Going to miss a lot of this farm. Being distracted by Sivir. She is putting down those basic attacks. It's fairly unusual for a bot to be this aggressive so early on in a game. But there you go, she's got us down to about half health, just over half health. And she's going to throw that Q again. We're going to sit tight to the turret early game though. It's not too important to push on now. I'm just going to try and attempt her away so we can get some damage down without taking too much minion damage. She's going to follow us here. Put down some basic attacks. Now we're going to jump on her using the Q and give her some damage of our own. There's the passive. We need one more hit. There's the ignite, and there's kill secured. So 2 kills in the first 3.5 minutes. Now we need to take advantage of her being out of the lane and try and push on. So claiming some of this gold. And we can try and do a little bit of damage to the tower, but of course the pre-5 minute passive giving that extra shield to the tower means we can't do that much. And she's back, being as aggressive as usual. Trying to land some basic attacks and Qs onto us. Just taking our time here, using up our pots until we're at fairly even health. She has the advantage of minions here. We're going to lead her into the bush again. Is she going to follow us? Yep, she is. She's going to use her spell shield though, which means we may not get this kill. But there we are, we do. In under 5 minutes, 3 kills. It's a fairly quick opening part to the game, thanks mainly to the aggressiveness of Sivir. And we're going to keep on farming. And now, as we're over the 5 minutes, we're starting to take slightly bigger chunks out of the tower, but Sivir is back in the lane, trying to get that Q. Remember, it's important that we at least match what progress the bots are doing on the outer lanes against the turrets in the middle lane. So usually it's about the 8 to 10 minute mark that the bots get those towers. So we need to do the same, if not better. It's pretty important to stay in lane until you've got that turret down, just so you keep that pressure up, and the bot, whoever you face in mid lane, can't get pressure on your own tower. We have still got that teleport, so we have got the chance to get back to base if we want, but we can jump out of the bush at Severe now. We're going to pop the ult, some basic attacks down, and there's the 4th kill, there's the rampage. Not too much to be impressed with though, against a single bot at the moment. What can we do here? Some more damage down on the tower. I'm guessing it's got about half health. Passive really comes in useful here. Getting that double hit with consecutive strikes. I'll try and avoid the tower hits though to have enough health. Going to try and clear a few of the minions on the enemy team so some of our own can get some more damage on the turret. Severe is back in play though. She lands a Q. Minions are clear. And what's she going to do here? She's going to keep chasing us through the minions, so she's going to take a bit of damage, but she tries to get the Q, which then misses. And we run away safe for another day. Leveling up the Q now on the 4th upgrade. So we should do a little bit of damage if we can get nearer. At the moment, the thing that's doing damage is minions on our turret. We need to push them a bit further back. Severe keeps using her basic attacks on us, grinding us down. Just the advantage of minions again, but we've got some of our own that are doing a little bit of damage to her. Can they do enough for it to be viable for us to attack? Once again, the runes and masteries mean that we have about 7% lifesteal. So if we can hit the minions, we will regain life. I'm going to use the meditate here, just to keep us in lane a bit longer. And then let's try and get some minions. She's going to follow us again into that corner. We're going to put the Q, land one hit, that's the 2nd, 3rd, we need one more hit. And there it is. Just over 150 gold there for that kill. The minions are going to do a bit of damage, but we can use the lifesteal coupled with the attack speed of the ult to get ourselves back up to about half health. Can we clear this minion wave? Hopefully this might be enough to get that turret down before the enemies get any of our towers. Here we go. We get the turret. It's low health now. Only a couple more hits. And there we are, with just over 9 minutes gone, we get the enemy tower before they get ours. So we are able to go back to base now if we want to. Severe's going to chase us down though, back towards our own turret. We're not going to fall for it. And we're going to come back, try and lifesteal. She hits us with a Q though. Not ready to give up the fight that easily. And another Q, doing some damage, so we pop our Q on her. There's the ignite. Can we get that extra hit that we need? The answer is no, she escapes with low health. But now we have a chance to do a bit of damage to that inner turret before we go back. So yeah, they're trying to recall. We delay that slightly, which will give us the upper hand again. And there's our recall. We've teleported back in now with the Essence Reaver to help us keep that mana and stay in the fight for longer. We're going to try and tempt Severe back into this bush. We get the Q. And we're going to use our E for true damage. And the passive secures the kill. And that's 6-0 with about 11 minutes gone. During that time though, our top turret was destroyed. And so was our bottom lane turret. Which means we're now pretty much neck and neck with the outer lanes as it stands. So I'm going to try and use this time to put a little bit more pressure on this upper turret, which is about half health. But with the extra damage now from the Essence Reaver, and we've got that little bit of extra attack speed as well. So we should be able to secure this second turret, which we do. Now we're going to go out wide to the top lane and try to slow them down. Vlad in bot lane as well is also pressurising on our inner turret. At this point though, the bots do stop their classic laning pattern, as you can see in the middle in one moment, where two bots will appear pushing the same tower. Aurelia has come to join Severe, I believe. There we are, trying to secure a real on brand, and it's fairly easy now, but there's three bots in the middle. Not too much we can do about it whilst clearing these minions. There's a debate currently going on whether to stay top or defend that middle tower. We've got a couple of minions here. I'm going to clear theirs to get some damage down on this turret. Try and get out of the range and meditate for some health back. Can we get this top tower down before they get ours? I was undecided in the middle whether he's going to attack that tower or not. And because of that, the tower is still standing for the time being. Is there going to be enough time to get this tower down? Our last minion's gone. Q on to theirs to avoid the first tower hit, and Brand is back in the lane. Try and get his W. And then it's just basic attacks. We're going to put our ult onto him. We're going to use some attack speed against him. No mana, but we have just enough to secure the kill. And surely that should be the top tower. And that's 150 gold is ours. We'll go back again, try and defend this middle and the bottom lane tower. Going to stay in lane though, get a bit of lifesteal and a bit of mana back. And with Brand back in lane, we're going to still stay up at top, trying to get down this second tower. Passive there is doing a lot of damage. We stay and meditate, so we're going to hit with the W, which then means we're stunned. He gets one ability, his passive is back up, and we're going to start burning. Can we get away from this? We're going to run into the bush now. Is he going to follow? He does. We use our ults. And we're going to jump. We're going to jump. If he hits anything, we're out. Oh, but he didn't. There's the legendary. There's the kill. And our attack speed is helping us get a little bit of mana back. We've got a couple of hits left on this tower. Oh, the minion's going to be quick enough. We're going to clear that first wave. And there is that inner tower secured. However, during this time, our turrets have also taken a beating. We've lost our first middle turret, and they're starting to pressurise. We're going to go for the Phantom Dancer and start building towards the Infinity Edge. So we should have a bit more attack speed and a chance. Severe's going to use her ults, but look at the damage. Activating that E with the true damage buff, and she's low now. There's the Q, straight onto it. Aurelia is going to stun us. Then we can jump straight back with our own Q and get the double kill. Now we've got to try and push this lane. Vlad's still struggling with our inner turret at bot. Who is going to get to the inhibitor turrets first? It looks like it's going to be us, but the bots are not too happy about it. And now Brand are going to try and chase, but we can turn around, land the Q, get 3 E shots on Brand, 3 on Pugmao. And there's a double. Going to use the meditate to try and reduce the passive damage. of Kog'Maw, and now Irelia and Sivir are there to defend their turret. And the ult wears off. Sivir's going to try and land the Q, she can't manage it. Irelia's going to jump to us, doesn't matter, 2 hits on Sivir, we need one more for the kill. We don't get it though, she escapes, but Irelia, her fate is sealed and the Q secures that 14th kill with 17 minutes gone. We're going to try and meditate within the tower range, it's not going to do too much good for us. And we've got to wait once more for these minions. As Brand returns, a bit of damage down. Gonna get hit by his Q, and then the W, and we're low here. Gonna use his ult, and then the passive and Kog'Maw's gonna do some damage, and then we're down. Brand shuts us down about 18 minutes in, and the bots have got their kill. The passive damage of Brand, too much there, and Kog'Maw gives him a hand to get that kill. We're going to come back to 3 bots in that mid lane to try and defend this tower on low health. We have the Infinity Edge now, coupled with our crit strike chance. Should give us quite a bit of power against these 3. We're not going to risk it though, we're going to try and clear these minions out of the way. The tower is only 1 hit off destruction. He's going to land a cube, we're going to use our own, we're going to get that first kill. There's the true damage of Kog'Maw. It's going to pose a risk, but there's the double, there's the triple. And it's an easy triple, in all honesty, about 20 minutes into the game. And we can use our ult to straight away push from our own inner turret to their inhibitor turret. And 695 damage per hit now. And the Q. 6 burner minions. Here's Irelia coming from the side. Can we get the mid tower down? No. She's going to jump to us, stun. We can meditate though. There's the first hit, there's the second. But she can escape back into her base and get assistance from Brandon Kog'Maw. Vlad is going to use his ult, and so is Brand, and that's it. Down again. 19-2, 20 minutes in, and we've died twice now. That damage from Vlad and Brand coming together and causing us all sorts of problems. We're going to come back into mid lane with our inner turret destroyed. We're going to ult straight away in towards Brand. We've got to get them down here. We do easily, and now on 2 hits. Pretty much for a kill on the squishier target. And we're going to push right back. There's a chance to get Irelia and Vlad. 2 hits, 3 hits on Irelia. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Vlad. And it's enough to kill them as they did a delayed enter there. Push straight back towards their inhibitor turret. Might have enough now to get it down. 750 damage per hit on a minion. And straight at that turret. Still a bit of time on that ult. Mate can get it down. And then the inhibitor. Remember, once the inhibitor goes down, the race is on against our own minions as well. Because we have 3 points for a win, destructing all their structures, and only 2 for a win, which could be by minions. So if they manage to push through with supers onto their nexus before we have all the structures, we could be losing their potential extra point. I'm going to jump straight onto Irelia, and it's too greedy. Too greedy. That's 3 deaths in this one game through greed. We're going to get a bit of lifesteal though, and it should also help us defend against some of that damage. So we're going to teleport back to bot lane and destroy these outer towers. There's the first one, then we're going to go straight into the second, putting down lots of damage here, and with the opportunity pushing straight onto that inhibitor turret and going for those 3 points for destruction of all enemy structures. going to attack a little bit of their inhibitor health, jump onto Irelia, put some of that true damage down, try and be greedy again, but this time with the extra damage and lifesteal we can be successful as Kog'Maw goes down easily again with only a couple of hits. The damage on the inhibitor is a lot, but we've still got this top turret to try and get down as we come behind Brand and Severe in lane and get the double kill. Now Vlad is left to defend on his own. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Vlad, the most tanky of the champs we're against. We've got lots of minions here to try and clear out the way so we can push through at top. Now we have super minions going in our lanes. It's going to be close. We're 25 minutes into the game. Can we push the top lane in time to get those 3 points? Here we are at the top tower, doing 923 damage per hit as the enemy champions follow us. 2 hits Irelia, 1 Q, 2 hits on Severe, there's the double kill. And we're surely now fairly certain of a victory, but can we get those 3 points? Damage this turret, totally ignoring the Kog'Maw, but now we can Q him and 2 basic attacks, 114 true damage per hit as well there. Secures that kill. And there we are attacking that inhibitor. We need to get it down really as the super minions push through on their Nexus towers. There we go, we're going to try and get this one down. Brand's going to use his E, use his passive damage over time as well. Not much we can do apart from go for this tower. But then we're going to struggle. Lots of damage going down on us. We're going to meditate and use 1 Q on the Irelia. There's the Brand passive over time. Second Q on Irelia. There's the damage from Vlad. And we're shut down. 27 minutes into the game, we are shut down. Too many champions against us. With the damage over time, the stun, and Vlad's ult causing us lots of problems. Which mean that we have got to now wait to respawn. Which gives us a chance to buy that Trinity Force. But with the teleport, surely this is the end. And here comes that teleport now onto a minion in their base. There's 3 of them there waiting on those towers. Going to go straight in and knock Kog'Maw, get 1 hit, and he's down. Going to go out of turret range. 1 hit on the Vlad, 2 hits on the Brand. There's the triple kill. Brand, I meant Irelia. There is the Brand here. Where's the Q on the Brand? 1 hit, 2 hits on Severe, and there's the pentakill from Master Yi. He's in the base now. There's the turret gone. It's going to get some of their minions out of the way. And straight to the Nexus. Master Yi, 3 points. Victory.